Family, let's pause and face the truth. A baby, born in December 2024, should be 8 months old today. Yet, when his parents declared him missing, the placards they carried read 7 months. That single detail exposes a darker reality. Those flyers weren't made in August, they were made in July. Meaning, this wasn't a sudden tragedy, it was planned. And here's the chilling part. Neighbors confirmed they hadn't seen baby Emmanuel for weeks, long before his disappearance was even announced. No cameras caught him at the football event his mother claims. No witnesses saw him there. Every shred of evidence points not to a kidnapping, but to something carefully staged. So ask yourself, family, who makes a missing flyer before a child disappears? Who forgets to update the age unless the truth slipped out? This isn't confusion, this is a plan unraveling. That's why we need to lift our voices louder than ever. We reached 1,000 subscribers together, now let's rise to 2,000, then 3,000, and soon 5,000 strong. The bigger this family grows, the harder it will be to bury the truth of what happened to Emmanuel Haro. Because a baby doesn't vanish into thin air. Somebody knows. Somebody planned it. And together, we will not let them get away with it. Let's break this down clearly. Emmanuel Haro was born in December 2024. By August 2025, he should have been 8 months old. But his parents showed placards reading 7 months. That's not a mistake. That's a timeline exposed. If those flyers were printed in July, then we must ask, where was Emmanuel in July? Because neighbors now confirm something deeply troubling. They hadn't seen baby Emmanuel for weeks before his parents ever raised the alarm. Now, think about this. His mother claimed they took him to a football event, but no camera captured him there, no witness saw him. There is zero evidence that Emmanuel was present that day. On the contrary, everything points to him being gone long before that football field story was ever told. When you connect the dots, the story isn't just shaky, it collapses. The placards, the false age, the missing eyewitnesses. This doesn't look like a desperate search for a missing child. It looks like a cover-up already in motion. So here's the hard question. If Emmanuel didn't disappear in August, but in July, what exactly were his parents hiding during those missing weeks? And why does every clue suggest this was planned long before the world ever knew his name? Now, family, let's look closely at the people at the center of this story, Jake and Rebecca Haro. From the very beginning, their actions have raised more questions than answers. Jake shifts his story depending on who's asking. Rebecca, instead of showing the desperation of a mother whose child has vanished, appears strangely calm, even unbothered. These aren't just observations, they're red flags. And let's not forget the placards. Who prepares missing posters so far in advance? Who forgets to update a baby's age unless those posters were made weeks earlier? That mistake wasn't random. It was a crack in a carefully built plan. Then there's the football field claim. Emmanuel was supposedly taken there, yet no one saw him. No camera caught him. Not one person can place him there. Which leaves us asking the uncomfortable but necessary question. Were the parents ever truly searching for Emmanuel, or were they staging a performance? Because when you line up the facts, the false age, the missing evidence, the neighbors who hadn't seen Emmanuel for weeks, the picture becomes disturbingly clear. This isn't just a disappearance. It's a story collapsing under its own lies. Family, the timeline doesn't lie. Emmanuel was born in December 2024. By August, he should have been 8 months old. Yet the placards his parents carried boldly read 7 months. That's not a typo, it's a timestamp. Those flyers weren't made in August. They were made in July, which tells us this isn't about a sudden kidnapping or a tragic accident. This was a plan brewing weeks before the world even knew Emmanuel was missing. Think about it. The parents claimed Emmanuel vanished at a football event, but no camera shows him. No witness saw him, and neighbors confirm they hadn't seen Emmanuel for weeks leading up to that day. Every road of evidence points to one chilling conclusion. Emmanuel may have been gone long before the world was told he was missing. And then there's the bridge. Why that location? Why this carefully crafted story? When you connect the dots, it's not just sloppy lies. It's a staged narrative, a distraction, a cover-up. Family, here's the hard truth. If we stay silent, Emmanuel's face will fade. His name will vanish. And the only story left will be the one his parents want us to believe. That's why we cannot sit back. That's why you cannot just watch and scroll away. We built this platform together. We hit 1,000 subscribers because you believe justice matters. Now I'm asking you directly, don't turn away from Emmanuel. Click subscribe. Help us climb to 2,000, then 3,000, then 5,000 strong. Because the more we grow, the louder this truth becomes, and the harder it will be for anyone to bury it. Don't let Emmanuel become just another forgotten child. His life matters. His voice was stolen, but ours can speak for him. Family, let's dig even deeper. Emmanuel's parents claim he went missing during a crowded football event. But ask yourself this: how does a baby simply vanish in such a public place without a single photo, video, or eyewitness confirming he was there? Not one camera caught him. Not one bystander recalls seeing a baby in his mother's arms. In today's world, where every moment is filmed, that silence is deafening. And then the neighbors. They've spoken. They hadn't seen Emmanuel for weeks before the so-called disappearance. Weeks. That alone shatters the story we've been fed. If Emmanuel had truly vanished that day, there would be panic, noise, urgency. Instead, what do we see? Parents carrying placards already prepared in July, a month before they ever declared him missing. And those placards didn't even match his real age. This is not the timeline of grieving parents. This is the timeline of a plan, a cover-up stitched together with lies, hoping no one would notice the cracks. And now, family, it's up to us, because if we don't press these questions, who will? Family, here is where everything becomes painfully clear. Emmanuel did not just vanish. His parents carried placards that were made in July, before they ever declared him missing. Neighbors hadn't seen him for weeks. No cameras showed him at the football event. No witnesses came forward. Every piece of truth tells us this was staged. But Emmanuel is not just another missing child we scroll past. He is 8 months old. He is innocent. And right now, his voice depends on us. If we stay quiet, his story will be buried under lies. But if we stand up, if we push, if we shout, then Emmanuel's name will not fade. That's why we are launching this movement. We've created placards that speak one message: justice for Emmanuel. I want you to take these placards, post them, share them online, and make the atmosphere so loud that silence is no longer an option. And don't just repost, comment. Let your words stand as a witness. Every comment tells the world Emmanuel is not forgotten. Every follow-up keeps pressure on the people who think they can hide the truth. We reached 1,000 subscribers because of you. Now let's rise to 2,000, then 3,000, then 5,000 strong. Because the bigger our family grows, the harder it becomes for anyone to bury this story. Family, the truth is this: if you do nothing, Emmanuel's face fades. But if you act, if you share, if you comment, if you subscribe, then you are holding the light that exposes this darkness. Justice does not whisper. Justice shouts. And together, we will shout for Emmanuel until justice is done.